What's up, BB? Good to see you. Oh, hi, sexy star. Just call me Pharaoh. Y'all don't have to call me Mister, okay? I appreciate it. I like that. You're showing respect for the elders, but just call me Pharaoh. You know what I mean? Because, I don't really want to be y'all elder like that. We just kicking it, okay? So you could just call me Pharaoh, sweetheart, okay? You don't have to call me Mister. Y'all don't have to call me sir. You know what I mean? Especially if you grown. You know what I mean? If you grown, you know what I mean? Now if you young, you in seventh grade or something, you might say, hey, mister. But once you grown and we all grown, I don't believe I got no rank over you if we all grown. Maybe it's just me. What y'all think about that concept? I don't think I got no rank as far as age go if we all grown. I think the only advantage that I got is history and experience. That's the only thing I could tell you that I just been here longer. So that's where I be demanding that you kind of pay attention because how long I've been here. But as far as certain no. Now let's talk about that before we get started. Now you say, well, what does it make difference how long you've been here? I'll tell you why. I'm 67. If you take the same me at 57, 57-year-old me cannot deal with 67-year-old me. A lot of the stuff is the same, but 67 no more than 57. For example, today we was talking about Niger. And I was talking about Niger, the country. And guess what I found out? There's a state called Niger in Nigeria. So I just learned there's a Niger in Nigeria. So it's the difference between Niger, the country, and Niger, the state. Now, the 67-year-old Pharaoh know that. The 50, a matter of fact, Pharaoh yesterday, we ain't even got to go back to 57. Pharaoh yesterday is not as good as Pharaoh today. See what I'm saying? Pharaoh yesterday is behind Pharaoh today. Because Pharaoh yesterday didn't know it was a Niger state. You see what I mean? So these are the simple things. So it's not about being dominant, it's about experience. Experience. And I want y'all to stand on the experience. And I want you to always listen to people that got experience. I want you to take experience very seriously because you're going to have experience. And I want you to stand on your experience, right? That's why Sexy Star, if she got children, is a great mama because her children don't know what mama know. You know what I'm saying? You know how we grew up, we don't be listening to mama and daddy. We be stupid. What make us think mama and daddy don't know more than us, right? So always stand on your age and your experience. Always. Don't let nobody, like you're not going to know everything, but you're going to have more experience. You're going to have more experience than a younger person. They might know some stuff you don't know. But when you giving them advice based on experience, they gotta listen. And I want y'all to be aggressive like me. Let me tell you something. You see how aggressive I be when I talk? You see, I don't be wanting to hear about nobody. I don't think no. I need you to be like that. You gotta be like that. You have to. Because if you don't, you ain't gonna help us none. Everything you learn and everything you know, you gotta stand on it. At the same time, you got to be open to learn more, but always learn it on your own. always learn it on your own. Don't make nobody force you when you trying to talk to them about something and you right and then they trying to teach you something. Don't go for that. Stand on your square so we can always get better and better and better. It's kind of like when we was young, my mother had me and my sister. We live in Chicago, and my mother's mother lived in Detroit. And when we like 4, 5, 6, 7, my grandmother would come and stay with us. And sometimes my mother would tell us stuff and stuff, and Granny would step in and say something different. Right? Granny would overrule my mother. Right? And now that I'm older, I realized what was happening. You got me and my sister, you got my mother, and you got Granny. Granny wasn't just overruling my mother. Granny was here teaching my mother how to be a mother. Because Granny had already been a mother. So she wasn't trying to front on my mother. She was trying to help my mother. That's why she came down, to help my mother with her children and help my mother with her parenting skills on things that my grandmother probably had to learn on her own, right? Right? You know how you try to tell your children stuff? They don't understand. You ain't God and nothing. You learned on your own. You might have not learned nothing until you was 29. You trying to tell your daughter what you learned at 29 when she 21. So she'll have that 8-year advantage, but she don't understand that. People don't understand, do they, y'all? Everything we be trying to tell, we be to learn that. We been and learned that. It ain't like we just pulling it out the sky. We been and learned that stuff. Everything I'm talking about, I had to learn it, right? My mama had to change my diaper. I couldn't walk. I couldn't talk. How I learned how to walk. I had to learn how to walk. I had to learn how to talk. I had to learn all this stuff that I be talking about. It ain't nothing. I'm just making it up. It's real life. You know what I'm saying? And you got to be hungry for knowledge. So if somebody do show you something where you wrong, then you grab it. Like today, I'm saying, yeah, Niger. And I'm saying the country, and the brother came and said, Niger is a state in Nigeria. I looked it up. I didn't be like, man, no, not, I looked up and said, oh, well, I ain't know that. Because the brother probably from Africa. How am I know more about what's going on in Africa where he live at? He live in Africa. So you got to use common sense too. I can't argue with no brother about what's going on with Africa and he in Africa. You know what I'm saying? This is how. So now when the brother tell me that there's a Niger state and he in Africa and it's facts, when I tell somebody it's a Niger state, should I let them tell me no, it's not? No, they can't. They don't talk to me because I know for sure it's a Niger state because the brother taught me that. So it's not like I know everything, but I know that, but I don't know it because I know it. I know it because the brother from Africa taught me that. And once he taught me that and I changed my philosophy, I know for a fact there's a Niger state. So when I say it's a Niger state, I'm not going to let you tell me no, it's not. It absolutely is. I didn't tell the brother no, it's not. I can't tell him no, it ain't no Niger state. How the hell do I know? So I looked it up and said, oh, it is. So I learned something. So how y'all doing? Hope y'all having a good night. I didn't know Nigeria had states. I didn't know country had states. Well, America got states. Duh. That sounded stupid, though. I didn't know countries had states. Yeah, I knew countries had states. America's a country that got states. My bad. Yeah, countries got states. What am I thinking? I don't know. I never looked, I never looked at African countries like America. Now that I think about it, I think it's because we think Africa is just a big old place with a bunch of jungles and stuff with some cities. That's probably what we're thinking. That's what I be thinking. I be thinking Africa is a big old place with a lot of jungles and rocks and mountains and waterfalls and stuff, and then some cities. When you think of states, you're thinking, right next to that state is another state. But it might not be, those states might not be next to each other. It might be a state here, a state there, a state there. It might be states, but they might not be next to each other like the United States. So yeah, let's hit the like button, share, subscribe, support the channel. I represent Chicago, Illinois, rep your city. Yeah, they do shrink it on the map. It's huge, Krilla. Brooklyn, the Bronx, sexy star. I need a sexy star or a moon or a sun. I need some planetary sexy stuff. Sure. Why your man got a sexy star and I don't got a planetary? I need me a planet, some sexy planet, something in the sky. I feel cheated. With your pretty self. Okay, where's everybody from? Brooklyn and the Bronx. Oh, she from Brooklyn and the Bronx. Oh, see. Don't play with it, don't play with it, don't play with it. See, leave her the hell alone. She from Brooklyn and the Bronx. You want to get really beat up bad? She from Brooklyn and the Bronx. Leave her the hell alone. You better be nice. She from Brooklyn and the Bronx. Oh boy. Richmond, California in the building. Atlanta, Georgia, Washington, D.C. I always I got to get to Washington, D.C. It is a disgrace. I have not been to Chocolate City. I got the Parliament Chocolate City album. Where's that Parliament? Who made that Chocolate City album? With the chocolate on the front. That's Parliament. I was gonna pull it out, but it's in my safety deposit box. George Clinton signed it for me. Chicago's in the building. Yeah, I got it. George Clinton signed it for me. I got all them Parliament Funkadelics and Bradley Funkenstein and all that stuff autographed by George Clinton. Winston-Salem. Y'all the ones sell all the cigarettes, huh? That's where they make the cigarettes at. That's crazy. How many times have I seen that and it didn't click? Winston and Salem. That's where they make the cigarettes at, ain't it? Fight Babylon. That's where they make the cigarettes. I remember I used to dream about hitting a cigarette truck after I got to county jail and dudes and to my Pharaoh, we be hitting the trains, hitting them cigarettes, man. We get a fortune, you hit them cigarettes. I started thinking, I need hit a cigarette truck. I never did those type of crimes before. R.J. Reynolds. I never did like robbery crimes and stuff like that. I never got into that. I don't think I'm built like that. I ain't built for no armed robberies. That seems like something you do if you just definitely want to go to prison. It's like, I just got to go to prison. That don't seem like nothing that you could necessarily get away with. It seems like it's like probably 85% chance of getting caught and 15% chance of getting away. Now, I don't like them odds. And you're going to get 1,000,000,000 years. I never was no robber or nothing like that. But that's because I was an honest hustler. I didn't do what I consider crimes. The system considered it crimes, but now you got dispensaries everywhere. So how is, I should sue these people. Y'all said it was a crime. Now you got dispensaries. They wanted to lock me up for what's legal now. It's like the numbers. Black people had the numbers and they went through all that police stuff, and now you got the lottery. Babylon, no, they phony. Yeah. So, yeah, y'all hit that like button, share, subscribe. We're going to talk about this here. I'm trying to find out what y'all think about Trump. I voted for Harris. I campaigned for Harris, which that didn't work out good. I be coming up with ideas, and I don't be knowing where they come. So I came with an idea. You know what? I'm a campaign to show people what campaigning is like. And the only one saw what campaign was like was me. Oh, oh my God. Do you know what it's like to every day have to post a vote for somebody? Ooh-wee. And then the audience didn't learn what I was doing. So I kind of like didn't get my point across. I did to me, though. It was good. Boy, that's a lot of work. That's a lot of work to have to get up and campaign for somebody all the time. And what's crazy about it is when you campaigning for them, you're not acting as a voter. So people want to argue with you like a voter, but you're really not acting like a voter. You're acting like an employee, So you don't have like the voter mentality when you campaigning. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, you know what I'm saying? It's not like you have the voter mentality. You have the mentality to try to get votes for this person. And you don't really get to think about your own support. So it has nothing to do with your support. It's really weird mentally. You know what I'm saying? So the whole time I was campaigning for Harris, it wasn't like I had no emotions in it for myself, because it's like I worked for her to try to get her votes. You know what I'm saying? So that's why when people wanted to like argue with me when I was campaigning, it was a little weird because I wasn't into it emotionally for my vote. I was just a campaign person. They was nice though. They did invite me to they invited me to some events. I couldn't go. They invited me to Milwaukee and a couple other places. I couldn't go. I wish she would have won so we could have had a female president. I think she would have did a good job. But I'm saying all to say, so just because I was campaigning for her and just because I voted for her, when Trump wins, I don't be out to get him. So I don't be like trying to always say something bad about him just because I campaigned for her. So when he won, I didn't jump all on him and stuff because I think that's phony, because I have to wait to see what he do. I can't pre-say he ain't gonna be no good. I have to see if he gonna be any good. Why would I try to say, man, he ain't gonna do when I could wait and see what he do? So I didn't want to jump out the window bashing him that he ain't gonna do nothing. Then he do a lot of great stuff, and I'd be like, oh, he did do some. So I don't, I didn't do that. So I'm not anti-Trump. You know what I'm saying? I'm not anti-Trump, and I'm not pro-Harris because the election's over. See what I'm saying? Election's over, and he's the president. So we move on. So I'm not anti-Trump. Yeah, they invited me to a campaign event. I couldn't go. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't go. They wanted me to come. I was working hard. You know what I mean? But I'm not anti-Trump. I don't like Trump personally, but as a president, ain't got nothing to do with me personally. Because I don't like the old Trump. And I don't know if the new Trump is still the old Trump, because he did the stuff to the brothers in New York and all that. And he got like a funny, you know what I'm saying? What's going on, Quinn? So I didn't just come and just bash dude like that, like, oh man, I don't like Trump, man. Trump ain't gonna be no good. I just try to wait to see what he doing. So far it's just a few days, over 100 days. I've been watching. I didn't like him. I didn't like the Elon Musk thing. I thought, to me, Trump's getting off to a horrible start. I don't like you just hiring some dude that's not a politician and giving him a job in the government to deal with stuff like Social Security. That really seems almost illegal. That just seems. I didn't like that. Like, how you gonna just hire this guy and give him all of this stuff in the government, and he ain't got no government experience? And that's the one thing I don't like about the Trump administration. He's hiring all these people with like no experience. I don't think that's gonna work out that good. You have to have some experience. You know, the Tesla advertisement in front of the White House seems illegal. That seems illegal. You can't be president and selling stuff. That seems illegal. That seems like you're misusing your office for personal gain. That definitely seems illegal. How you the president hawking up stuff, selling gold Visa cards for $5 million and all of this? That definitely seems just tacky, just cheap. Yeah, he's not good. He's just not. And this time I'm getting to see him. And when you watch somebody a long time, you get used to their mannerisms and stuff. So that whole thing he does to try to look important and smart, now you can see he's not. You know what I mean? I couldn't see it. I couldn't see the act the first time he was president. But this time, you can see the whole act. It's corny. The expressions he be doing and stuff, it look fake. And the more he do it, the more he looks he looks like he's the opposite of what he's trying to portray. He looks slow, to be honest with you. And like he can only do stuff if he got people in his ear to tell him what to do. And it seems like a lot of the stuff he do is to put wealth in his friends' pockets. It doesn't look like it's for America. It looks like he's enriching just other rich people, like kind of like a scam, you know, like how he did all that stuff with the tariffs, and then them people invested all that money, and then he took them off, and they made billions. Then he went back to business as usual. It was like insider trading. He's like, this time around you can see like he's a crook. He's a crook. That's how he comes off. Like I'm been wondering, like, oh, this guy is really a crook for real. He's a crook. Like he's a bad example for a president. He's a crook. We've been seeing he was crooked, but this time he's just even emboldened now. He's just bold with it. He's a crook, and he's like some kind of like he want to be some kind of dictator or something. Like there's some issues there with dude. Like he's like crazy. Something wrong with him. Like he want to be a dictator. So he wants to be an oligarch and a dictator. It's like weird. It's weird. So far, he looked like the worst president I've ever seen. It's like, dang, man, he's cheapening the office and stuff. And it's like his supporters, they kind of like LeBron James fans. Like, no matter what he do, his supporters is a little nutty. It's not like they really political people. It's like they fans. Because I never seen political people act like that. The only people I see act like that is like Michael Jackson fans or some kind of fans. They don't act like political supporters. They all fanned out. It's the weirdest presidency I ever seen in my life. It's so weird. It's the strange. I've seen a lot of presidents, but this president is the worst by far. That's what it looked like. And it's looked like the people that voted for him, he gonna do them so wrong. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm not even mad at the people that voted for him because it ain't no way they would have known he was gonna do all that. If I voted for him, I ain't gonna think he gonna be out hawking Teslas in front of the White House. You know what I mean? If I voted for him, I'd be so embarrassed. I'm like, this guy's selling cars like he actually cheapened the White House. Like he's the first one to make the White House look cheap. Like he parked cars in front of the White House, like took all of the political imagery out of the White House and turned it into a used car lot. It's like right there at that point, everybody should have said, dude, even his supporters should have said, dude, you can't do that. Okay. We're going to have to get you out of here if you continue to act like that. Because how would I feel as a supporter and he out trying to sell Teslas in front of the White House, man? This guy here is no good. I believe he should be under a jail. He's so bad, I never could have guessed how bad he was. I never would have said that. Man, it ain't no way I would have said he was going to do all that. That is as tacky as it comes. He in front of the White House selling Teslas. I said, did the people give up on protesting? No. No. Protests happen sporadically. And protests happen under real warm weather. And so you can't expect no lot of protests until really June. When the young people get out of college, they try to take their exams and all that. But the protests, June, July, August, September, they're gonna be, man, listen. Man, let me tell you something. The protests are going to be probably some of the roughest protests probably you ever seen. But it's not gonna happen until it's a few more weeks. You gotta get warmer. Especially when the college students finally get out. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be bad, okay? It's gonna be bad. Yes, it is. It's going to be bad. Yeah, I'm expecting some of the worst protesting since like the 60s during the Chicago Democratic Convention. I'm expecting it to get really bad. Seriously. It's going to be so bad. Because this guy here, I've never seen nothing that bad. I think it's the worst I ever seen. He's like the worst president. That's hard to be the worst. He got like no dignity. He's promoting hate. He in front of the White House looking like a cheap used car salesman. I said, bro, he looked just like one. Look at him. And look at Elon Musk trying to stand there and look like some type of robot. He's weird too. Like he's like a rich weirdo. You know what I'm saying? Elon is so weird. Yeah. I'm sure he's full of hate because he's a weirdo. That's a weird dude. I ain't gonna lie. Elon is weird. You know he got all kind of hang-ups. You already know something wrong with him. Then he's got that weird shape, so he has to wear them coats so you can't see like he's got a weird. That's a weird dude. I ain't gonna lie. Elon is about as strange as it gets. About as strange as it gets. This is weird. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna tell you no that. I'm all in front of the White House selling stuff. It's like, bro, are you kidding me? This guy have sold more nutty stuff than anybody. Sneakers, anything. He's weird as hell. It's very strange, Goshen. You know what I'm saying? It's just very, very strange. I've never seen nothing like it. And then with his age, I don't know if he's just senile. I don't know. But my question to you all today is Trump, after we said all that, I know the answer already. That's messed up. We missed. Is Trump doing a good job? Despite all of that, is he doing a good job? Because to me, no, he's not doing a good job. He's too reactionary. He doesn't think things through. Like the tariffs. I understand what he's doing with the tariffs, right? I understand the tariffs, but as a businessman, There's no way when you're doing business and you're a businessman, right? You're doing business. Here's the general public. And as a businessman, you're a part of the general public. And so if he does things that benefit you with business and the general public, then as a businessman, you could accelerate. But if he does things for the oligarch's job is to make sure you don't make any money, right? So a lot of businessmen don't know that much about business when they support him because he supports monopolies. And monopolies are not good business. So Trump puts people out of business, allows oligarchs to monopolize, to buy your business out. So he's not good for business because the people he helped are monopolies. And monopolizing is horrible for everybody else in business. Because to help monopolies, to help oligarchs, he has to put everybody else out of business. So let me give you an example. Let's say I'm an oligarch. I got a lot of money. And he says, I'm going to do the tariffs. And I look at the tariffs. I got experts to show me if he put the tariffs, boom, summer going to come. Boom, if it lasts a certain line, it ain't going to be no Christmas toys. Now think about it. If I'm an oligarch and he's threatening tariffs, what can I do? I can go buy up all of the Christmas toys right now, right? I said, oh, ain't nobody going to have no Christmas toys. So because I'm a trillionaire or a multi-billionaire, I can go and buy up all the toys available. I can buy them and put them in a big old warehouse. See what I'm saying? So now you a businessman, but it's only going to be so many toys you could get because I didn't buy them all. It's going to be only so many board games you could get because I didn't buy them all. And so if the shipments get behind, now I can go to a store and be like, listen, I got all that stuff. You could get it from me for this. I'm still going to rob them. I'm going to charge them more because you either get them from me or you fail at Christmas. You don't got none. So now if you a businessman, your toy store, everything you got, you out of business. He helped me stay in business, but I'm an oligarch. I'm a billionaire. You might got 8 million. You might got 750,000. So he definitely ain't no good for business. Yeah, no way. Because you're going to have to be a billionaire or a multimillionaire to do business, and then it's monopoly. I'm going to buy you out. You're going to lose your company. What's my opinion on the outcome of the tariffs? Failure, because he's too reactionary. How can you buy all your stuff from China and then have tariffs from China, thinking that if they can't sell you their stuff, they're going to go out of business? True. If they can't sell you their stuff, it's going to hurt you. But you don't make nothing. So it's going to hurt you more. It's going to hurt them because you don't make nothing. So if you don't make nothing, how you going to have tariffs against the people that make all your stuff? That's stupid. So I didn't like his tariffs. I thought his tariffs, I think his move was tariffs was stupid. I support the tariffs, but I don't support the way he did it. So you say, well, Pharaoh, how you would have did tariffs? I wouldn't have said nothing about no tariffs. I would have got in office and I would have started building factories. And I would have made sure whatever they sent us, I would have been able to produce it before I shut theirs down. That's what I would have did. You understand? I would have made, because, at the end of the day, you're going to have to produce your own stuff. You ain't going to be able to buy nothing from nobody else and tell them what to do. They control you. So China controls us, period. And no matter how much it hurt them, if they don't send us that shit, our shelves will be empty. So it's all funny until it's not funny no more. Until the shelves and the ports is empty. And then what? Because let's say you say, well, they got a bunch of food, Pharaoh, and they ain't going to be able to sell their food. Right, but they're going to be able to eat. And as long as they're not starving, they don't need no money. So China's self-sufficient, so they don't need no money. China can produce stuff, give it all to its citizens and be like, you're not going to starve, you're not going to get evicted, you're not going to be hungry, so let's sit it out. Whereas us, if our shelves is empty, we going to be hungry. They going to be rioting. They going to be breaking in houses. They going to be unaliving people for food. Because where you going to get it from? So the person that produced, that got enough hands on deck, they got more people than you, they can go in the gardens, they can go, and they can grow enough food immediately. And they can change their position from shipping to self-sufficient, right? So it's like this. If you got a business that you getting stuff and then you surviving from the stuff, but the other person got a business, but you got a business and you need to do this so you can eat, but the other person got a business, but they can eat whether they do it or not. So even if their business don't work, they got a roof over their head and they got food. So who can survive the longest? The one that's not making no money, but he's sitting at home, he can eat every day, got a roof over his head. And the other one that's got no money and no food, who can survive the longest? They can survive longer than the United States. United States can't wait it out like them. Trump banking on the U.S. manufacturing, yeah, but you got to put the manufacturing together first. He's right. But you don't got no manufacturing. So how you going to go to a tariff war when you ain't going to be able to manufacture what you need quick enough? For example, G-Rock, are we going to be able to manufacture everything that we need for Christmas? No. No, it ain't tricky. We not going to be able to provide our own Christmas stuff. Business takes time. So that's why I say, G-Rock, he should have shut up and he should have built the factories and put everything into place first to be able to survive after the tariffs. Experts are saying that in like 2 more weeks, if them shipments don't come from China, even if he end the tariffs, the stores will be empty of food for like 4 to 6 weeks. Exactly. And like people don't understand that. That is already to the point where just a few more days, and even if they make a deal, the stuff still won't come on time because it's going to take them so long to get it together and so long to get it here, 2 weeks to get it here. So you can easily be like 2, 3, 4 weeks with no food on the shelves, nowhere. Shelves be empty. I seen a white lady, she was in the store. She was in the Walmart, and she was where the beans and stuff at. And she pointed on the top shelf, and she said, y'all, I shop here all the time. She said this top shelf be full of stuff. She said, but look, the shelf, it said, look, it's nothing up here. She said in a week or two, these other shelves, you're going to start seeing big holes in them. It ain't going to be no food in them stores. I'm going shopping tomorrow. And I might talk about that late tonight. I got all that food I saved. I told y'all, all them beans and stuff I saved, I still got them on my counter. I'm finna take them just like that and put them in my drum. I looked it up. And when you buy them beans and rice, and let's say you say it, and it say it's good for a year. And they say like next year, June, it ain't no good. But what they mean by it ain't no good is it'll start to lose flavor and stuff. But it's good for 5 to 10 years. As long as it's in the original package, as long as you did the process I showed you to freeze it, then let it thaw and freeze it so it'll kill any eggs in there. So that beans and rice I got could last for 5 to 10 years. I'm finna put it in my drums and seal it, it's packaged. Then I'm finna go get another set of that tomorrow. So no matter what happened, I'll be able to eat for a year. I'll have a year's worth of food, regardless. Because I believe the shelf's going to be empty. Now they couldn't get 3M to convert and make it mass. As a matter of fact, they had to open up, they took a Ford plant and started making the ventilators. No, I don't think, Robert, listen. The problem with Trump is this. Trump is old as dirt. So you got Trump, he's old as dirt, right? And then you got Biden, he's old as sand and dirt. So because we was looking at Biden, we didn't pay attention that Trump too old too. Trump's 79. So that's where America made their mistake at. They were so busy looking at one old dude, they didn't realize the other dude old too. And Trump, man, ain't there. He just doing the acting he been doing for years. You can see he just acting. His man, he too old. I'm 67. I would not be qualified to be no president at no 78, 79, 80 years old. That's a fact. These would be my last few years where I could be a president. There ain't no way I could be no president in my late 70s. That is a fact. I don't care how sharp I am. I cannot be no president in my late 70s. There should be term limits. 75, that's it. You can't be pushing no damn 80 and be no damn president. Come on, man. One thing about age is, not only does age slow you down, but age puts you in the wrong era where you can't keep up with the new stuff. You got to be young enough to keep up with what's going on new. There's a certain age you get where you outdated. Well, you ain't even gonna know the new stuff going on. I'm 67. I'm really working to keep up with what's going on. I have to really make that an effort to keep up what's going on in social media and all this technology, because it's out of my era. It's for the new era. Now you telling me what I'm doing now, I'm gonna be able to do that real good in 12 years from now? And everything gonna be even more advanced? I don't see it. I don't see it. When you get like I'm 67, when you start getting like 65 and stuff, you start, even when you walk, you start, if you're smart, you be walking careful so that you don't trip or fall down. Because a fall could be bad for you at 67, 66, 67. Ain't no like no fall when you're young. You fall, you get up. Ow, no. You fall and catch yourself wrong, you could break your whole arm. Like like when I was younger, I get in the car, start the car, look, back up, go. Now I get in the car and start the car, I have to really look and make absolutely sure. Because what happens is after you're doing a routine for so long, you start moving on automatic pilot. Y'all better listen. So when you start getting 67, 68, you've been driving so long, you'll start the car, kind of halfway looking back up, run into somebody because you've been driving too long. So you kind of driving automatic. So it ain't like you don't see them. You won't really look good. You've been driving too long. For example, you got a job. You got a new job. You get in your car the first day, you go to the job, you go to the job, you go to the job, you go to the job. You pay attention, you go to the job. By the time you work that job a couple years, when you get up in the morning and get in the car and drive to the job, you ever pulled up at the job and turned off the car and realized you ain't paid no attention? Everybody know what I'm talking about. It just seemed like you just there. Right? Right? So it's like it seemed like you just there. You ever drive to work and get there and realize you just like there? You know what I mean? You just be there. Because you've been driving so much, you like driving automatic. You automatically stop at the red light. You automatically see if somebody walking the street, but you really not paying attention. Seriously. You're paying attention, but you're paying attention like AI, like a robot. You know, you used to seeing if somebody crossing the street. You're not really, you used to, I can't explain. Everything you're doing is like automation. And you get to work and you just there. And you're like, okay. You know what I'm saying? I swear to God. Because you drive to work so much. So you be on autopilot. Yep, you drive to work so much, you look up, you just there. And you do that when you young. So imagine you 67, 68, and you still doing that. See, this is why these old people be hitting the gas by mistake instead of reverse. You know, you trying to hit reverse, you hit the gas, bam, run into the wall, drive up in the store. Because you just been driving so much, you ain't really even paying attention which foot you put the pedal on. I mean, I got this. Ooh, oh, bam. So because I'm good at psychology, I psychoanalyze myself. So now I'm doing everything slower. Not because I got to, but I feel like it's smart. So what I'm doing is I'm sufficing for my age. Psychology is deep. Sometimes you can psychoanalyze yourself. I've been telling a friend of mine, she older. I keep telling her, you drive too fast. She about to be 67 too. I keep telling you drive too fast. She don't be listening. I keep telling her, you driving too fast. And it's almost like she old, so she try to still act like she young when she driving, but you not young. You need to slow this car down and give yourself more chance to react and stop driving like you gonna react quick. Can't tell her nothing. Know what I'm saying? So the economy is down. So the economy is definitely down. The economy is down. I don't think he's doing a good job because when you get ready to go to war, you got to prepare for war. So I think if you become the president, you don't become the president and just go to war with China, trade war. You become the president and you prepare for war. And he went to war without preparing. He went to war without preparing. He should have stockpiled stuff, all that. Then go to war. But make sure you got what you need before you go to war. And I think he just jumped out there and went to war. And he ain't got what he need to win the war. I don't think. You tell me. Check it out.
I'm not trying to raise a ton of concern here, but what you're looking at right now in real time is the port of Shanghai. This is the busiest port in China, and all of the yellow that you're seeing, the arrows are moving cargo ships, and the yellow dots are the ones that are either anchored or docked for loading or because of the tariffs, waiting until they're getting the green light to go ahead and move on with their shipments. Now, let's compare this to what we are seeing in the United States. This is the port of Los Angeles. Again, this is in real time. You can go look on Vessel Tracker right now. Everything that's a cargo ship is docked and nothing is coming in and out. Now, keep in mind, China has come out and said because of the tariffs and the trade war that's happening right now, China has said they're stopping most, if not all, of their shipments to the United States for the time being. This is a little scary because this is supposed to be the busiest port in the entire Western Hemisphere, and there is nothing coming in and out right now.
What y'all think? It looked like America losing to me. Let me ask you something. If you was gonna go on a trade, if you was gonna do a tariff war with China, would you diss Canada and Mexico? I'm just asking. If you was the president and you decided you wanted to go a tariff war, would you disrespect Canada and Mexico? Which one of y'all would do that? Because China just cut a deal with Canada for oil, and we was getting a lot of oil from Canada. We don't got enough oil. Canada was the one keeping the lights and stuff on all that on in New York and a couple of other cities. So China went and made the deal with Canada for oil. They don't need our oil. Mexico gonna send them whatever they need, and Mexico gonna buy it from them. Canada gonna buy it from them. Nobody gonna mess with Trump because he went around hating on the whole damn world like a dumbass. If he knew he was gonna go to war with China, he shouldn't have said nothing to Canada and them. No allies. And he's losing business that they might not come back. They might not come back. Them deals might not come back. They might decide it's time to take America down. They might just really get to the point where, you know what? We ain't going to never deal with you no more. We want you out of here. No, ain't no friendship. No, we want you out of here. How you going to go to war with China when Canada might help China at this point? You didn't disrespect your neighbor. Trump is too reactionary. He just be reacting. He don't be thinking. And he's able to sell that stuff by putting on that suit and that tie, walking around. And it's like when he first walked around like that, it worked. But after a while, all these Americans, even the Republicans, going to see, oh, this is an act. This guy is a dumbass. Do I think the rest of the world? No. How the rest of the world need you when you let all your factories leave America and went to Mexico and went everywhere? America don't even make nothing no more. What America make? What America make? When you go to the store, do you get your avocados from America? No, you get them from Mexico. Do you get your pineapples from America? Or you get them from Hawaii? If it wasn't for Hawaii, you wouldn't have no pineapples. Do you get this food from America? No. No. Then if you have any kind of problems, like last year when we had problems with the peaches in Georgia, where the weather got hot early and the peach trees started blooming, and then the temperature dropped and they lost 80% of their peaches. So you have any type of weather problems like they had out in California with the almonds a couple of years ago, and they didn't have no almonds. They got to go get them from other places. Where we going to get olive oil from? We don't got no goddamn olive oil. You know how much olive oil is already expensive if it come from one country. You know, you got to look on your olive oil, and if you see a bunch of countries, that's the bullshit olive oil. You got to buy the olive oil that got one country on the back. I may talk about that one day. You know how much a bottle of olive oil in a glass bottle costs? For this much olive oil, an arm and a leg. How many Ford plants we got still here? They all went to Mexico. Then you turn around beef with Mexico. They got your auto plants. So I'm not saying he couldn't have went on a trade war, but who just jumps out the window, get in the presidency and just have a trade war before they make sure they prepare for war? You're going to get in there, you're going to say, we're going to go to trade war. They're going to say, okay, let's stock up food. Let's do it in a way where nobody know what we're doing. So in a way where nobody know what we're doing, we would have bought more food, more everything quietly. And then we would have already had stuff stockpiled. Then we would have went on the trade war. This fool just went on the trade war with nothing stockpiled. And I'm telling you, the shelves going to be empty. It is too late to keep the food on the shelves. The backup food is on the shelves now. Mind you, the shelves was low already. See, you don't be thinking. So you mean what you mean the shelves were low? The food shelves was low already because of the dock strike 2 months ago. Y'all forgot? 2 or 3 months ago, 4 months ago. They had the dock strike. We had already ran out of food. There was already nothing in Whole Foods and stuff like that. And them things got empty like that. Soon as the doc went on strike, the stores was empty in a week. Y'all forgot? And they ended it just in time for food to come. You know what I'm saying? Y'all remember when they said the docs was going on strike? And I had my daughter's mother go to the store. I had my cousin go to the store. I had everybody I got to look out for go to the store. And when I went to the store was empty. Man, I went to the egg section. It wasn't an egg nowhere. It wasn't an egg nowhere. I mean, nowhere. I think I had videoed it and posted it. So this dude jumped in there and just went to war before he bought any ammunition. That's like you go to war and then you go get the gun and be like, oh, we don't got hardly no bullets. It's like, bro, you didn't buy no bullets before you declare war? No. I got to go to the store tomorrow now and spend some money I don't want to spend because the store's going to be empty. The store's going to be empty because these survivalists and stuff like that, by next week when they see the tariff's not over, people going to go grab all the rest of the food. They ain't going to take no chances. The store's not going to be empty because no food came. The store's going to be empty because everybody going to start hoarding it. Everybody going to start hoarding that food this week. This week, people going to start hoarding. The only reason they didn't hoard in the last is because they don't get paid till this week. They ain't get their first, this the first of the month. And they going in their stores, they getting all that shit. They getting all that stuff. So I checked my stuff. I'm finna put it in a bucket. I might do a live on that tonight or tomorrow. I'm gonna show you what I got saved up. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Seriously. You better get your stuff and store your stuff up. I'm going to tell you straight up. Because way before the supplies run out, people going to start hoarding. A couple more days with the news, the tariffs, is it. People going to start hoarding. People going to start grabbing everything. They're going to grab everything and they're going to be nothing. I tell you that. Because he trying to do some stuff before he prepared. He's moving off emotions. He's not really moving off of intelligence. He too emotional. He like day by day, he'll just sign some shit. You know what I'm saying? Do I think it's a good time to travel? Hell no, ain't no good time to be spending no money. Do I think it's a good time to spend money? Hell no. Hell no. This is the time to sit the hell down and stack your bread. This ain't no time to be spending no money. It's called economic uncertainty, meaning that I can't say for sure things are going to go bad, And I can't say for sure things are going to stay the same. What do I suggest to stock up on? Beans, rice, lentils, stuff like that. Beans, rice, lentil. Make sure you got water. I got a Berkey system where I clean my own water. Grains, stuff like wheat and flour and stuff like that. Stuff so you can eat. Power sources where you can charge your phone and stuff. Those are power sources. If you can afford a solar power generator, the nice one about $500-600 with the solar thing on it, stuff like that. But get you a Berkey so you can clean your water. Get you a Berkey so you can clean your water, or some water filtration system, and beans and rice and stuff like that. You understand? And then when you get your beans and rice, it's the way you got to deal with it, right? So this is what you got to do with your beans and rice in order for it to stay good. Check it out. You said, what about creating your own garden and being strapped in the process? Here's the thing, Lolita. Great question. The problem with growing your food is security. I grew ganja in Hawaii, and we had people you call rippers. And rippers wait till your ganja's ready and they come steal it. And so I had a garden. My ex, I was staying there taking care of my father, and she went and started sprouting a bunch of seeds. I kept saying, baby, go get this stuff. I want to grow. I want to grow. And I wasn't prepared. She didn't tell me she was going to start sprouting. So they started sprouting real quick, and I went and just threw her something to grow up. When the food got ready, It's in the back where the alley is. The dangers is when the squash and everything get ready, you could be asleep and somebody could come in the backyard and just grab all the food after you done spent all that time growing it. So once you grow the food, how are you going to protect it when it gets close to harvest time? Is it going to be safe to even come out of the house in serious situations? So typically I would say indoor grow would be the best where you could protect it. And I would say in emergency situations, sprouting, because that's what I'm finna work on this summer. Sprouting, broccoli sprouts, alfalfa sprouts, uh, 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 stuff like that, where you can have the sprouting jars and then be in the house and be safe and be sprouting. But the best thing is to stock up first, because food typically you ain't gonna be able to grow enough food to survive. The only way you'll be able to grow enough food to survive is if you live in a warm climate all year round. But let's say you live in Detroit, Chicago, anywhere where we have seasons. What you gonna be able to grow after August? Nothing. So maybe Mississippi, Alabama, like that, Georgia, yeah. But what about the rest of us that don't live like that? Also, with growing, too much rain ruin your crop. So let's say you're trying to grow in this rain season. You go out there, your stuff be all molded and drowned. So growing is not as beneficial as people tell you. You have to really grow a lot of food. So I don't see how you would be able to grow enough food to sustain. You know what I'm saying? It's not enough to really live on like that. You would at least have to have an acre. You would at least have to at least an acre to make it from one harvest to the next harvest. I don't see how you would be able to grow enough food with less than an acre. I don't see it. To provide food for the country, they got big old farms, acres and acres and acres and acres. So if you ain't got, some acres, I don't know how much, and you're a family of 4 or 5, uh, I don't know how you're gonna pull it off. And then you probably ain't gonna be able to grow no rice, and so the vegetables ain't gonna get it. You're gonna have to have some grains. You're gonna have to have some rice and peas and stuff like that. So while you trying to do all that, you do better just go buy you a bunch of 5 pound bags of rice. Yeah, if you got a bunch of 5 pound bags of rice, right, Lolita? Then if you're growing peppers and cucumbers and stuff, now you got something to go with the rice. You could do that. You could do that. But you got to have that bulk stuff, that rice and that wheat, the stuff like that, lentils, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but if you're in Chicago and things get crazy and this martial law and all that, you ain't gonna be able to get nothing. You gotta think things are not gonna just be like that. Things are gonna change if stuff run out. You ain't gonna be able to just go down south and get nothing. You ain't gonna be able to ship nothing. Let me give you an example. It's a food shortage. Everybody storing their food, saving it. You gonna send me some food. The guy at the post office need food. You think I'm gonna get that package? I'm not gonna get that package. That package might not even leave the post office where you at. They taking that. They taking that. So if things get desperate, oh no, all bets is off. You're gonna have to be self-contained, and that's it. I'm just telling you, little leader. Ain't gonna be no hour when things collapse. You're gonna be on your own. Ain't gonna be no networking. You're gonna be on your own. I'm giving you real advice. You better listen. Ain't gonna be no hour. You have to prepare for a collapse. A collapse don't mean the post office is gonna be working. That's all make believe. But you gotta do what you gotta do. Don't y'all listen to her though. She's saying make believe. If this collapse, you better be. You heard of the word self-sufficient? It's not called relative sufficient. It's not called out of state sufficient. It's called self sufficient. And if you can't provide everything within your apartment or within your home to survive, it's going to be a wrap for you. Because them people down south, people stealing all of that if they ain't got 24-hour security watching that food. They going to get up, that shit going to be all cut down. I don't know what you're talking about, JR. I don't know what none of that meant. I don't even know if it's on subject. So to the rest of y'all listening, go get you some food and stuff. What's up? What's up to NC nurse? Go get you some food and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't gonna be able to grow no food within the next couple months if you need that stuff. Food take time to grow. And you can't grow that much food. Don't let nobody fool you. Farming and growing food, don't let nobody tell you just throw some stuff up there and grow it. Nah. When you growing food, it's take so many hours every day. You can't just watch it grow and no. You have to stand on that stuff. If not, the bugs gonna eat it all up. Or somebody gonna steal it if it's a collapse. So if it's a collapse, outside ain't gonna even be safe. When things get remember the pandemic, they was in there fighting for toilet paper and paper towels, and what they had to do, they had to put concrete barriers where you drive into the store. Okay, here in Chicago, they had to put concrete barriers to make sure you can't even get on the parking lot because people's going in the stores taking everything. I drove from the north, from downtown Chicago, that area, 30 something, all the way to 100 and something. There was no ATMs. They had snatched all the money out of all the ATMs. And I had money in the bank and I couldn't get no money. All the banks was closed. All the banks was closed. When the pandemic first got crazy, all the banks was closed. And they had broke all the ATMs. I got lucky because I went to my friend's house on 119th, and when I came back, they was there fixing the ATM. I parked behind the mechanics, and soon as they fixed it, I went and got my money. And I went live from Stony Island, where they had to bring out an armored truck ATM with two security guards with guns at that Bank of America on Stony Island. I posted it. And the bank on 80, 3rd, never opened back up. The bank on 79th, never opened back up. The Walgreens on 75th, it took them about 5 or 6 months to get that back open. These are facts. I ain't talking no make believe. I'm telling you facts. So I'm not trying to tell you nothing gonna happen. I'm just trying to tell you how to prepare in case. Nothing might not happen, but get some beans and rice and make sure you got a water source and make sure you got things you can plug up. Solar, those little solar power things where you can plug your phone up and all that. And if you can't go outside, you can sit in the sun in the window and solar charge it up. Or you get a bunch of them and you use them to charge each other up. So you get you get 2 or 3 of these little power stations, and then you let that power station charge this one and charge the other one. You know what I'm saying? And then you use one of them to charge that one up, and then they'll all be charged up from each other. Plug them in each other, charge them up. If your electricity is down, because you just never know. But I think that I don't think Trump is doing a good job because I don't think he thought it through. I think the tariff war, he went to war without preparation. And so now the economy has shrunk, the dollar and all the business has shrunk. You know what I'm saying? Everything's down. And this is the port of Seattle right now. Right now, this is the port of Seattle. You see ships coming in? I don't be talking make believe. You 100% warrior princess. I'm prepared anyway. I am prepared anyway. Listen, I do this for y'all. People think I'm playing. I can show and prove. Say this. This is a life straw. This is where you can put this in dirty water and drink and it'll clear it. This is where these people that work for the Red Cross and stuff like that, and they got to go to Africa, Haiti and stuff, this is what they use to drink water. This. This is Sierra Madre. This bag right here, if you got one in your car, you got in the house, you could take this bag out and you can get inside this bag. This is a bag, a big old bag, and you get in there and you won't get cold or anything. No matter how cold it is, no matter how much it's raining, you won't get wet and you won't get cold. This is from the company Sierra Madre, because some people think I just be talking. I'm gonna do a whole thing on this tomorrow, right? This is the MoFi power station. This is what I was telling you about. This is a small power station that could charge my phone, right? I got a lot of power stations. Let me show and prove because people's trying, you know what I'm saying? So y'all know, listen to me. Don't listen to nobody else. Listen to me. Listen to what I'm telling you because I can show and prove. This is a small power station. See? This power is charged up where I could charge my phone or whatever no matter what if everything go down, right? Or if I got a business trip and I got to go somewhere, right? You understand? Your ancestors have already taught you. Okay, well, listen, go watch your ancestors and come back tomorrow, okay? Go talk to your ancestors. Babe, you don't really know me. Like, I don't really be playing like that. Go watch your ancestors and come back tomorrow. I don't got time. Like ain't nobody playing with you. You think somebody playing with you? Yeah, Baba TV. You already know, right? I got this sister coming over here. I'm trying to give y'all advice. She talking about the ancestors told us stuff. The ancestors would have told you to shut up, talk to me. So your ancestors ain't that smart. Okay, I got this radio right here. This radio, you can crank it up, right? You've got everything on it. You've got the light on it. You got this. You got the solar panel on it, so you can open up the solar panel and charge it. These don't cost nothing but like $10. You know what I'm saying? The radio. Okay, so you can know what's going on, right? You can charge things with it. It's got the antenna. It's got everything you need. It's got a light on it, right? So you can see the light does all kind of stuff, right? Right? Case of emergency. Bear spray. The bear spray, you just pull this off and push it. It's the bear spray. It could be 5 or 10 people trying to storm your situation. The bear spray, they done. This stop a grizzly bear. Okay? The bear spray is a good defense mechanism, right? This is a pure straw. The pure straw is a smaller version of like the life straw. This is the pure straw, right? I have 2 of these where you could drink water even if it's dirty, right? Potassium iodine tablets in case there is a nuclear situation. If you don't have potassium iodine, your glands are gonna it's gonna ruin your glands and you're gonna pass away. So potassium iodine tablets. Okay, if you got a family, get a bottle of these, right? This is not potassium you take for vitamins. This is in case of nuclear attack. Okay. I have 2 of these. They come 2 in a box. This is in case you got to start a fire. See the spot? Okay, you got to start a fire. You get your little twigs and stuff, right? You get your little twigs and you can start your fire. Okay? So this is help you start your fire. This is the fire starter. Right? You need to get one of these, right? Extreme fire starter. 2 came in a pack. Right? Fire starter, right? Yeah, I have medical supplies. Fire starter, right? I can't show everything today. I don't want to pull it all out. I'm going to show you what I got right in this little box, right? One of the most important things is weapons, things like that, right? I've got the smack. I got some sent them to my 2 daughters. You got the smack to protect yourself also, right? So I got the smack. Play if you want to. You're done, right? So you got the smack. It's also got a light on it, right? Get these for your daughters, right? They can put it on their key ring, right? And somebody try to run up on your baby girls, okay? Then They get did dirty, right? All right. I can't show y'all everything, but tomorrow I will do a live stream. I'm supposed to do one with JT. JT got more stuff than me. So me and JT was supposed to do one, but they demonetized me. I was trying to wait till they monetized me again. Now, this is what I was telling y'all. See, I got a lot of these power stations, right? They're fully charged. So if the lights go out, I can charge up my phone or any little device I got. You see what I'm saying? So I got a lot of these power stations, right? That's one. That's two. I use this one. This is the Patriot. I use this one and it charged up two phones all night and it lost no energy. And this one is a solar. They're both solar. So you can put them in the window. If you can't go outside, you can put them in the window and catch the sun and charge them up. That's two. And then I got the big one. This one's not solar. You got to plug this up. This is the big one. I can run my computer. I can plug my refrigerator up to this one. Seriously. Okay. 50,000 MAHs. Okay. Got to have your power stations. Okay. Got to have your power stations. Okay. All right. So that's how many power stations I showed you. That's 4 power stations. Now let me show you something else. This is called Duratec 4-way multifunctional utility key and seal cock key. Okay. Only the pros know about this. Y'all owe me. Contribute to the channel. Right? For me, because I'm giving you game, I should be charging. Now this, you get 2 of them. Now you know what these are? Next time you're out downtown or something like that, and you're passing these big corporate buildings, you're going to see a little metal door on the outside of the building. It's going to be down like about the height of your shin, between your ankle and your knee. And you're going to see this little metal door. Well, one of these will open the metal door, no matter which one it is, because it's different size. You could open that metal door. When you open that metal door, it's going to be a spigot. And the other one will turn on the spigot, and you can get water from these big corporations, because this is what they use to wash the sidewalk down or whatever. So when you see them out at the bank washing the sidewalk down, they open up that little metal thing, and that's the access to water. Okay? Don't nobody know this. All right? This to make sure your family got water when nobody else. Because you'll go to them big corporate buildings with your buckets or your water things, and you'll open the little door, then you'll turn on the spigot. This one's probably the one to open the door. This one's probably the one to turn on the spigot. Turn on the spigot, and water gonna come out. Right? So you can go get water from the bank, right? All right. They are called 2-way multifunctional utility key. Let me get a good shot. Let me get a good shot so you can go back. So there you go. 2-way multifunctional utility key and seal cock key. The seal cock key is going to open the little metal thing, and the utility key is going to turn the water or electricity or whatever they got there at that building. But they all got water. They all got a water spigot on the outside of these big buildings. They all got a water spigot. Okay. See what other people is watching like goofy stuff. I be watching like some serious. I don't be just watching stupid stuff. You want this? This is very valuable, right? What else we got? Okay, we've got the LED rechargeable keychain light. LED rechargeable keychain light. This is something you can hang on your belt or hang on your stuff. It's multifunctional. It's got the razor blade there to cut stuff. You can hang it like that. It's got everything you could think of on it. It has tools in here, 2 screwdrivers, pieces right there that go in here so you can unscrew things right here. It has so you can get your fire, right? Okay, that's the light, right? So it's got the light, right? Right, emergency light, right? See the red light? It's got the emergency light, right? Okay, see, emergency light. And then in here, it's got if you got to light something, you just hold that button and then, oh no, that's the wrong one. Hold this button and then you can light something. You're going to see that turn orange. Watch this. So that center circle, I could light things with this center circle. Oh, wait a minute. I'm hitting the wrong button. Wait. So this center part right here, when you hit that, see it light up? Hold on. Let's do it again. Watch this. Watch it turn orange. See it turn orange? See? So you can light. This is a fire, right? So you can light stuff. This is nice, right? So this will help you start a fire and light things, right? This is a LED keychain light that has the warm light. It has 6 modes, has a built-in battery, Type-C recharger, cigarette lighter, screwdriver, right? A whistle, right? Wait a minute, how I blow this whistle? Wait. So you can find me, right? So we out of the thing and you out in the woods, you know that's me, right? And it's got the seatbelt cutter. Good to have in your car. It's a seatbelt cutter. Your car goes in the water or something. You stuck in there. You just rake this on the seatbelt. It's gonna cut the seatbelt. You can get out. This is good. Okay. All right. I'll show you my backpack when I get my backpack. Right. Then I got oh this is like mace. Okay. So this is you put your finger in there in their face, right? So this is like a mace, like a, you know what I mean? I spray you in your face. You can't breathe or nothing. This is nice too. I got my daughters this too. They can put on their keyboard. What else we got? We got this. This is nice, right? You have this with you. This can help you break stuff if you got to break wood or something, or if you got to defend yourself, right? You know what I'm saying? So this is like you don't know that these are like a form of knuckles. You know what I'm saying? So this is raw right here, because nobody would know what this is. Then I got this one. I love this one. This one will help you disarm somebody and fight. And all you need is some ball bearings or some marbles. And you in the bushes. I see you got your gun. You creeping around, and I just and you're out of there. And then I can go get your weapon. This is nice. Perfect one hand slingshot. Silent if you got to be silent to defend yourself. And then I have these. These are extremely nice. These are also for self-defense, and if you got to cut something. But these are nice. Stuff like this is not just a weapon. This is, to protect your hands. If I got to break some wood or anything like that, I got these. So these, bam, bam, bam. You know what I'm saying? These are great right here. You know what I'm saying? Like some pointed brass knuckles type. So this is great. And what's great about this, if you do have somebody, right, you just put these on and you pretend you're going to box them, or you box them. Bam, when you catch them, they out of there. You know what I'm saying? So you run up on me, I put these on, you get all prepared to box and stuff. Boom, boom, I throw a couple blows, and then next thing you know, surprise. You know what I'm saying? You thought it was finna be boxing. And you lose because they got the Hill Street Blues. You lose. So these are nice because they always fool them, make you think you finna box first, get them warmed up, get them to committee, swing, and you, yeah. Okay. Beautiful, ain't they? Only for my subscribers. I'm not supposed to let nobody see none of this. I do a lot for you all because for me, it's more beneficial if people think I'm a joke. So it's beneficial for me for people to see me on here and be like, oh, you be doing I talk and wait till I see you. That's better for me for them to think, yeah, I'm just some old dude tripping. This one is nice. You need a knife, not for violence. You need a knife to cut stuff, wood, stuff like that. So you always need some type of knife if you have to survive, right? Now, this is one of the greatest things right here. This is a Swiss Army knife, but you have to get the right Swiss Army knife, right? So when you get a Swiss Army knife, make sure you get the one that has the saw on it, right? They all don't have a saw. They all have knives on it. But there's only certain ones that have a saw. So you want to make sure you get the one that has the saw on it. And they all don't have a saw. They all don't have a saw. So this is a great thing to get, but you want to get the one because you see they got a lot of things on them. Your bottle opener, all different type of size knives and stuff like that, right? You want to get this, but when you get your Swiss Army knife, right? Let me open. When you get your Swiss Army knife, you want, and this got the screwdriver, right? Right? But you want to get the one that has the saw. If it doesn't have the saw, you don't want to get it, right? So the reason this one is so nice, because you want the one, because you see it's got all kind of stuff on it, but you want the one that's got the saw on it, right? Because they all don't have the saw. And the saw is hidden. You would never know the saw is on it. I'm looking for it right now. It's one of these. It's always hiding. It's this one right here. So you want this, you want the one that's got the saw, right? See, all the Swiss Army knives don't have the saw because you might got to cut wood or something. So when you get your Swiss Army knife, go to Amazon, make sure you look for the one that when it opens up, it's got the saw. If it ain't got the saw, it's not going to be that good, right? So you want to make sure, right, that it's got the saw. It should have all of these features right here. Your Swiss Army knife should have all of this stuff. You understand? We got one over here too. This is the one. It's hard to find this one, but Amazon got it. But this the one you want. It's gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 parts to it. Okay? If it ain't got the saw, it's not gonna be for good. It's not gonna be no good. You gotta get the one with the saw. Okay, so you gotta do your investigation. This is like one of the best tools you can have. You want light stuff. You might need it in the house or whatever, the electricity out or whatever. You don't want to have to be in the house trying to cut nothing with a knife, stuff like that. Another thing you want to get, you want to get you want to go to Blackbeard and get the Blackbeard fire starters. These are matches that I can throw this in the water and take it out of the water. I could drop it in a spring or a river and take it out and it will still light. This way you scrape it, and this will light no matter how wet it gets. Okay? These are nice. You want to get those. You get them from Blackbeard, okay? Shout out to my people over at Blackbeard. You want to get that. Tomorrow I will show everything. I got stuff back there. I don't feel like going to get it. This is another thing you want. This is an all-in-one tool. You see, you can open any size nut. You can put it in there and unscrew any nut. It's got the screwdriver there, right? This is excellent. It's got the bottle opener, all in one. You want light stuff, right? And then also, if you have to, right, you could, if you have to, you could use it like this, if you have to. You know what I'm saying? If you have to, but that's not what it's for, but you could use it like that. This will help you open almost anything, right? You want to get that. Another thing that's good to get, it's always good, and I got on a lot of stuff, it's always good to have a compass. This is a small compass that you can just hang on your backpack or whatever. What kind of bug? I bet you don't need nothing. This is small. This is lightweight stuff. So you don't need a big bug out bag for this. This is another nice thing to have. Put this on your key ring. I keep one of these on my key ring. My key ring got this on it right now. I can go in any venue, whatever, throw my keys down, I go right in. But what they don't know is it's a knife. Security never sees it. You know, all they see is keys. You just put it on your key ring between all the keys. I went to the 50 Cent concert and forgot it was on my key ring. I forgot it was on there. And it's just a little bitty knife, but you know, it could get somebody off of you. You know what I'm saying? Or you could use it like for cutting fruit or some you got to dig something that fell down in a crack. You're trying to get a knot loose. You know, it's multi-purpose. A knife is not just for violence, okay? So a knife is not just for violence. And then this is another great thing right here I got, you know. And you can have it in your bug out bag. It's really small. And this can help you do things. This is a small tool. You just push it right there. And then the little point comes out. See? The little point comes out. So, see? See? So this could be self-defense to the eyeball or to the face or to the ear, to the neck, right? But it also could help you. You know, you need tools when you out. You have to be able to dig things. You have to be able to, you know, you need tools. So even these things that look like weapons are really tools. You need tools. Now, this is a great tool. This is dirt cheap, very sharp, and very deadly if it has to be. You know what I'm saying? This is my old original iodine in case there's a nuclear problem. I had got from Pure, but this is a better brand. So I got my iodine in case I have to protect my thyroid, right? These are the things you need. Plus, I got some other stuff. I don't want to go dig it out right now of survival gear. You know what I'm saying? That you'll need. This one you got to plug up. So this wouldn't necessarily be a good one for a bug out bag. It's kind of heavy, but these will be really great. These would be great for your bug out bag. So I got these three, and these are light. This one is heavier than all three of these, but these are good for in the house. Or if you want to carry it in your bug out bag, you might find somewhere to plug it up somewhere, and then you'll have electricity when you're out there. So it might be good. You can light up your whole camp with that one. But yeah, these are extra external power. Right? These are things you have because not only are we looking at a possibility of the grid going down, we're also not looking at just the possibility of stock not coming. You're also looking at natural disasters. Natural disasters are going to be at an all-time high. So if you're not prepared for hurricanes and tornadoes to hit your house, you better get ready. Or fires, you better get ready. You better be able to grab something or have something in your house when everything goes down. Okay, I got two of these. There's one over there. These are great. Have two of these in your car or four in your car if you got a big family. And if your car slide off the road into a snow embankment, all y'all got to do is get inside of this. You open it up. It's a big old bag. You get in there and you will not get cold. You will not get cold. This is like, you got to have this. You will not get cold. And these come from Sierra Madre. So go check out Sierra Madre and get this bag. It's called Emergency Sleeping Bag. This is emergency sleeping bag that will keep you warm below zero. Right? Much love, Cat. Below zero, this will keep you warm. Seriously. So let's say you live up north like me in Chicago and all the power go out. And now it's below zero outside and it's freezing in where you living at. You just get in that bag and you'll be fine. You know what I'm saying? You get in that bag and you'll be fine. So I'm going to do a whole one probably tomorrow, the next day. And we're just going to talk about survival in general. You know what I'm saying? Remember, all knives that you got are not just knives for self-defense. You got to have knives because you always might have to cut things and stuff like that. So knives are like very, very, very important. You know what I'm saying? And self-defense things. Self-defense things are very, very, very important. Ladies, I would tell all the ladies to get you some bear spray. Get you some bear spray. It's got a belt. When you outside in the front yard cutting the grass or just sitting outside at your own house, in the backyard, anywhere, and you look up and a wild dog or a loose dog wants to attack you, a pit bull or something, hit him with this. Hit him with the bear spray. If a person just walking down the street all of a sudden want to run up on you, hit him with the bear spray. The bear spray, a lot of people, my friends that do security that can't take a gun in the club, they'll take the bear spray. Because it could be 20 y'all talking crazy, but when I y'all with the bear spray, all 20 of y'all finished. You're done. This comes out and it goes a long way. And it's going to spray everybody. You ain't going to be able to see. You ain't going to be able to breathe. Okay? So bear spray is better than mace. So all my exes got this. They got guns, but all my exes got the bear spray when they don't even all live here, but I send it to them anyway. I look out for my children's mothers so that they be safe. So if they got to be outside in front of the house or do something in the backyard or whatever, they always take the bear spray. The bear spray is the way to go. You're in the grocery store, ladies. Some lady start talking crazy. She with 3 other ladies. She want to talk crazy you and want to attack you. Bear spray all 3 of them and leave. Hit them with the bear spray. You'll see. You'll see. It's got this on there so you don't accidentally spray yourself. You just pull that off. Boop, comes right off, right? Pull that off. And now I'm ready to right? And this will stop me from having to use deadly force. Because you always want to leave rather than have to, you know what I'm saying? You some dude, you talk crazy to me. Why would I want to get in a court case and all that when I could just hit you with the bear spray and leave? You might not never see me ever again in life. So why would I have to try to do deadly harm to you? Now I'm arrested. I got attempted murder case and all that when I could have just bear sprayed you. And by the time you can see again, I'm 2 miles up the road. I'm gone. You want to always deal with avoiding conflict. You don't want to be dealing with conflict. Feel me? You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be the victor. You just want to survive. And of course, this is a must. And what's great about this, you can charge it up by cranking it, or you can charge it up with the solar panels, and you can hear 10 to 15 from the American Broadcasting Network on what's going on in your area. Is the hurricane gone, or is the tornado gone, or is the fumes from the explosion from the trains gone? Like, what's going? Is the fire spreading? Whatever. Like, this is real important. And these are only like $10. These are only like $10. These are great. And it has a compass on it. So you know where you're going. It's great. Solar panel. Okay. So that's where we're at. But for everything else, make sure you get food, get food, get food, get food, get food, right? Now, if you're in the house, let's say your gas is off. A good thing to have in your house is those little candles, because you could cook with them little candles. Check it out. So all you need is a little muffin thing and them little candles. And if your electricity or gas, whatever is out, you could still be cooking. I couldn't believe that when I seen that. What y'all think about that? You could still warm up your water, warm up your baby's bottle, cook, and all you need is those little candles. You know what I mean? So this week when I go, I gotta finish. I gotta get me a little muffin because I don't have the little muffin things. I'm gonna get me a bunch of those candles because we be having storms and my lights and stuff go out. I want to make me some soursop tea or something. I just put them. It can't catch on fire because it's so low. It's down in the metal. You know what I mean? Man, good day. Tell me that's not crazy. Let me show it to him once again. I was well impressed. Tell me that's not crazy. So look, this is a bunch of the survival stuff you can get. Check it out. So look, all you got to do is save this live into your history, right? Put it in a playlist or whatever, save it, and then send it, copy the link and send it to everybody, right? Send it to everybody. Tell them if they don't want to hear the beginning, go towards the end. Or you can play it back on your phone and push record when it get close and record it, and then just send it right off your phone. all of the information about survival. I do that a lot of times. I just go to the place in the video, I push record on my phone, I record it. When they get to the end, I stop it, and then you can just send them that if they don't want to watch the whole video. But it's you're able to go back and buy everything that I talked about so you don't forget what I told you to get. But definitely I would advise you to, go to the store, get some beans, get some rice and stuff like that. And when you get your beans and rice, you have to put it inside. It's already in a bag. You want to put those bags inside a big freezer bag. You want to put it in the freezer for 4 or 5 days, preferably 5 days. Then after 5 days, take it out the freezer. If there was any bugs in there, they're gonna be dead. Then you sit it on the counter for 5 days because it's gonna kill the bugs the first 5 days, but it's not gonna kill what's in the eggs. So then you take it out of the counters, out of the freezer and sit it on the counter for another 5 days. The eggs will hatch. Then you put it back in the freezer for 5 days to kill whatever might be in the eggs. Now, it might not be no eggs, but this is how you make sure it's not. 5 days in the freezer, kill any bugs. 5 days on the counter, eggs hatch. 5 days back in the freezer, kill whatever was in the eggs. Now the food is ready, okay? I'm going to put this on here so you can watch it too. Now, I never put that food in the mason jars, and I'm glad I didn't because I never had to use it. So it's just been sitting on the counter. So I'm going to buy some more food. So I wanted to know if this food I bought over a year or so ago, about a year ago, a little more than a year, maybe 18 months or something like that. I wanted to know if the expiration date expired on it, could I still eat it? So I looked it up and it said the food would last 5 to 10 years. they said that the expiration date means that it's going to start to lose flavor. So every time after that, it's going to lose a little flavor, but you can't eat it. And if you starve it or you ain't got no food, who cares about flavor? You're going to have spices. I put my flavor back on it on my own. So all of that food is getting ready to go in some buckets. Now I'm finna get another bunch like that. I'm gonna do the same process. And that food, I'm gonna put those in my mason jar. So I'm gonna have a bunch of mason jars with food in it. I'm gonna have some more bags with food in it. And then I'm gonna have a bucket with all that food. So I'm gonna have enough food that if anything happens, that I could last a long time. I could even loan food to my daughters or my sons or their mothers or a friend, or associate. So I'm getting ready to go do it again, right? So I can have food. I have to have food and water. And I cannot depend on the system because doing this live, I've had a lot of people that we had to help because they was in a hurricane. So we've had a few people of my subscribers been in hurricanes, so we had to send them money. And so I know that the world we live in, nothing is guaranteed. On top of that, you could save food, and a tornado could come and destroy the food and everything. But most likely, if you got that food stored up, you're going to find that food. If it's in bags wrapped up, the tornado ain't going to necessarily tear up all that food. Now, fire might mess your stuff up, but a tornado and a hurricane might not damage the food to the point you can't use it. But you don't want to take no chances. You want to have food. You want to have food. And under these circumstances right now, we might be looking at some long term situations where nothing's on the dock and world war is a possibility. So we might have to get government rations. We might have to go through a World War III situation. My mother lived through World War II, and she said in Alabama, by 7 o'clock, you had to have all lights on. You couldn't have, off. You had to have all lights off by 7 because they said when they get dark, they want the lights off. Because if you got the lights on, you might be signaling the Japanese or you might be signaling the Germans. So they wanted that if a enemy plane flew over, they wanted the whole country black so they wouldn't know where you live at and they wouldn't be able to know where to drop their bombs at. Now that might be irrelevant nowadays because they probably got heat censored stuff where they could see where homes is, where people live, but still you might have to not use no electricity if we get into a war situation or we get into a natural disaster, you might not have no electricity. So you need to go find out in your neighborhood what wood you can cook with, what wood you can't, because you just can't cook with any wood. Certain wood is toxic. You can't just start a fire with wood and cook on it. Certain wood is toxic. So you have to get the wood that you can cook on. It's a lot to learn. But I would advise you to always keep some extra uh, water and food. And I would advise you to get a Berkey. That would be my advice would be to get you a Berkey water system. Yeah, that's what I would advise. Go ahead and spend some money and get you a Berkey water system. Seriously. The best thing I could have ever did was get that Berkey. I ain't got to buy no more water. I don't have to buy water ever again. I haven't had to buy water in a long time now because I went and got that Berkey. Best investment I could have made. I should have been did it. I should have been got that Berkey. So I would advise you to get a Berkey. Because even if you got a bug out or whatever, you're gonna want to take that Berkey with you. Because now you can get water out of the swamp or whatever and filter it yourself. Because buying water, they tell you is this, but how do you know it's filtered? You might as well filter it yourself. Get you one of these. Get the 4 filters. The 2 black filters gonna go in the top. The 2 white filters gonna go in the bottom, and you're gonna be straight. It's gonna filter out everything in there. They send you ink. You see the ink at the bottom, so that you can put the ink in there to make sure it works. And when you put that ink in there, the water gonna come out crystal clear. It's gonna turn the water red, but then when they go through those filters, it's gonna be crystal clear. I got one for my youngest daughter. She broke her filters, so she got to get 2 more filters when she gets set up in her new place. But yeah, get you a Berkey. Stop buying water. All you got to do is replace your filter every so many thousands of gallons. It might take you 3 years to go through that many thousands of gallons of water. Feel me? And get ready because America might not do well in this tariff war because America ain't doing well so far. Well, so far, check it out.
Promise I'm not trying to raise a ton of concern here, but what you're looking at right now in real time is the port of Shanghai. This is the busiest port in China, and all of the yellow that you're seeing, the arrows are moving cargo ships, and the yellow dots are the ones that are either anchored or docked for loading or because of the tariffs, waiting until they're getting the green light to go ahead and move on with their shipments. Now, let's compare this to what we are seeing in the United States. This is the port of Los Angeles. Again, this is in real time. You can go look on Vessel Tracker right now. Everything that's a cargo ship is docked and nothing is coming in and out. Now, keep in mind, China has come out and said because of the tariffs and the trade war that's happening right now, China has said they're stopping most, if not all, of their shipments to the United States for the time being. This is a little scary because this is supposed to be the busiest port in the entire Western Hemisphere, and there is nothing coming in and out right now.
You see that? And that's in real time. Nothing moving in them ports out there. Nothing. If they don't do something, the port's gonna be like that, and the store's gonna be like that. And we ain't talking no long time. We ain't talking no long. We're talking in a few weeks. You got enough food for the stores to have food, but everybody gonna start hoarding. As soon as the shelves start looking just a little weak, everybody gonna go get everything. Even a few months ago when the ports went on strike, I went in the store. There was no eggs. There was no nothing. It looked like a bomb hit it, and that's just from a threat of a strike at the ports. Y'all remember that was right probably before the election, like a couple months before the election, something like that. And there was nothing in Whole Foods. It was empty. None of the stores. Jewel still had food though, but people was buying everything. And then the threat didn't last, so everything was normal. But it's not going to take much before they don't have nothing. So you need to go to the store this week. That's what my advice. You ain't got to hoard. Just make sure you got some rice and beans and stuff. If you got children, make sure you got some food. If you got babies, make sure you got their milk and their stuff. Make sure you got toilet paper. Make sure you have paper towels and toilet paper, or you're going to be in bad shape. Because what you going to do if you run out of toilet paper? It's going to be a mess. You feel me? Yep. Jupiter's 100% right. Formula. That's going to be the first thing to go. Make sure you got ammunition for your weapons. And make sure you got your home secure. Okay? So, look, that's all I got to say about that. Feel me? Make sure you contribute to the channel, right? Cash App, Venmo, and PayPal. I appreciate y'all. Don't panic, but we're not suggesting that you panic, but we dealing with some people, and a lot of them got bunkers, and a lot of them is multimillionaires and billionaires, so they don't really care like that. You know what I'm saying? A massive tariff on millions of Americans' purchases just went into effect. So all of this stuff just happened yesterday. The last boats without crippling tariffs from China are just now arriving. The countdown to shortages and higher prices has begun. This was 2 days ago on May the 1st, 3 days ago. So in other words, once them last barges come in, that's it. Now, once the media tell everybody that, how much food you think is going to be in the stores? People going to buy all of that as soon as it is here, unless they hear that more shipments is coming. And experts are saying that there's a small timeline that even if they stop with the tariffs, depending on where they stop, it still could be a 2 or 3 week period, even though the tariffs is over, because it got to take a week for them to prepare everything and 2 weeks for it to get here. Just think about that. So this is not no fear taxes or nothing. This is just precaution. Take precautions so you don't be in the mess. You feel me? So look, man, thanks for watching. I appreciate the support. You know what I'm saying? And, spring is coming. So, go grow some food, Victory. This is how I grew some food. Me and my ex-queen, this is how we did it. We did a makeshift greenhouse. All right? Y'all take it easy.